Nah. I will shuffle this. Yeah. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Are y'all doing fine? Did you enjoy Stuntman? Was it good? Was it good? How was it? I hope you all enjoyed. Oh, this is also another good track. Oh, man. It's so good to have it finally released, man. I can stop hiding. I want this mic closer to my face. Let's see if it'll work today. It didn't let me do it yesterday, but... Man, I really got it on there tight. Okay, hang on. I'm determined. There we go. Pull that out a little bit. Retighten that. We are fighters. Hi, hello. How's everybody doing? How are you all? Welcome to the stream. Cap, Rookie, Ultra Knight, Lukey, Neon, Dino Team, Metal Man, LHB like. 2, the Cat and Kitty, R, Ultra Retrosion, Kirby's Ads Gamer. Hello. Hi, everybody. Meliak. Stuntman 3 made me bust. Good. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, this one. They all the songs in this one hit so hard. I gotta admit, the one where the dude pretended to punch him, but instead just grabbed him and shot him with the rock. That's one of my favorite entries. That was just so well done. I love it. All right. Lions, we are fighters. All right. Alright, so this stream, I'm going to turn down the music a little bit here. But this stream, we're going to be going through the Premiere file, other files probably, just checking out everything behind the scenes of everything that made Stuntman 3 Stuntman 3. I'll be taking questions through the whole thing too, because there's so much to cover. I'm sure I'm going to miss a lot of shit. So, but we're just going to hop into the Premiere file, and I'm going to try to explain it as best I can, alright? I listened to all the OST before release, so I literally sang along and headbanging during the premiere, yeah. I kind of wanted to try and keep the playlist for Stuntman 3 down low, so it didn't spoil it for most people, because the music's half the experience, you know? Stuntman 3 ended up being a synced collab in disguise. I think that's obvious now, but when people were making entries, they didn't expect anything to get synced, so... it's fine. I'll always have that in me. I'll always be doing synced shit, whether you realize it or not. All right. My favorite Stuntman part was the first one and the second song. That one was real good. What was the second one again? That was Walking on the Moon. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. We're going to There we go. All right. That's quite the frame to start on. Was your evil plan to turn Stuntman into a synced collab? For this one it was. On the first Stuntman, I wanted to not make it a synced collab, so I kind of steered away from the sync a bit. Second one, I more embraced the sync, and I think that's what made Stuntman 2 really good. So then this one, I just went all in on it. I tried to make it as synced as possible. So... all right. Yes, this is Stuntman 3. My God, yeah. This was 5 months of post-production to make a 42-minute long collaboration. Yeah. Are you possibly going to make more collabs, or is this it? I 100% going to make more collabs. That's my thing. I love making them, but it might be a bit until I return to Stuntman. It heavily depends on how successful Stuntman 3 is, so please share it around. I want people to see it. I didn't have a whole bunch of huge names to rely on this time, like Pymations or Gilded Guys, so definitely help share. It would mean a lot to me. If we could surpass the view count of Stuntman 2, I think I would be more than ready to do a Stuntman 4. But even then, I'm going to wait at least a year or two before I probably at least 2 years before coming back to Stuntman. Maybe longer, so... yeah. Pymations did want to participate in Stuntman 3, but he's just been super busy recently, so don't blame him for not returning. He's got his own stuff going on. So alrighty. Who needs big names? Well, it helps. You know. Alright, so man, where do I start? I guess just at the very beginning, right? You know, let me turn the audio on for Premiere.
All right, buddy.
I'm just gonna take a watch.
This will be a long one. Hey, I said no drinks. Hey, wait.
Oh man, this intro, fucking hell. Let me hop on in here. Let me skip ahead a bit. Yeah, okay, I need the full intro sequence, baby. Oh man. Yeesh. Okay. The lore is hilarious. Yeah, I'm interested to see what people think of the lore and what they think it means. Yeah. We are liars. We are fighters. All right. So the thing about Stuntman is, within the last couple collabs, I've tackled intros to this series very differently than not only most of my collabs but most of other people's collabs. They'll have these long intros, and that's just a huge point for the viewers to click away and find a different video. If your intro is way too long, people aren't going to give a shit. So I thought in this one, you see my name. It's a 10 to 360 collab that kind of sells the credit already. And I thought just showing the name off as soon as possible. Like, you already know the name of the collab. Why do I need to show you again? So let's just, we'll go knee deep into this. So let's just raise the quality up to an unbelievable level compared to what I've done before. I'm gonna bring this back up to 0.5%. I thought we just, this is Stuntman. Just give you a little window into what to expect. Oh man. And then you get the title. That's like we give you a little bit of a preview, a reason to watch. Like, all of this content is going to be in this video. So it was, I mean, this was incredibly difficult to do. And I have to give so much props to Undermine and the people that he reached out to help out with this. But man, it was a pain in the ass to get this one finished. This is one of the last things that we finished for the collab, was the intro. Because man, it was difficult. So I built a basic animatic of what I wanted it to look like generally, and I started animating. Let's see. So the very first thing that was done was everything from like this frame up to this point, and then Undermine went and did like a rough layout of the 3D space. And I started talking to people, seeing if they wanted to make their own animations that would be implemented into this. It's so many moving parts in this. And then Under had people helping with the textures. Just so much was happening. But I love all the Easter eggs too. If I can point, I'll probably talk about this later, but Petka, man. Petka's production. Holy shit, this dude popped off. Like, if you've seen him in the last couple, he's been in every single Stuntman now, and his quality just dramatically, suddenly improved from number 2 to number 3. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but good job, man. You improved out of nowhere. So I thought I'd give him a great spot in the introduction. He's the first character you see, because I really respect that. That's one of my favorite parts about doing these collabs is the more of them that you do in the same series, the more you get to see the gradual increase in quality and the skill of these animators' growth throughout these collabs. It's just really, really fun. So, yeah, fantastic job on his part. And then Under and his I think it was Rookie and Max helped out with the textures, and I think a little bit of Blue too. I don't remember. I know all of these are references, except for like the hangers. Some of these are just general behind the scenes production sort of things. As I'm looking at this now, some of these aren't even really sitting on the shelf, but that's okay. Them are clipping. It's fine. We don't need to pay attention to that. You have a gilded guy thing there. I don't know what that is, but see, then you get me. Yeah, here I am. And then Rojaki. I forget the character's name, but it's Rojaki. So the entire point of this intro is supposed to be, man, it's complicated. So this implies that the entirety of Stuntman is a production. Like, from Stuntman 1 to Stuntman 3, all of it is a production. It's all special effects, visual effects, and all that. And the cameraman, which is literally a camera mounted onto this robotic body, is is the subject. He doesn't, he's just kind of, he's used only for Stuntman, right? So the cameraman is now an official character. Let's see. The cameraman, he has my suit. Yeah, I did take inspiration from your suit.
This will be a long one.
Yeah, it is very similar. Hang on. Yeah, oh man, I love the bouncer. So I chose some of my favorite parts to be featured in the story-based entries, and when we get to the ending parts, I'll start to point those out. But yeah, man, this was insane. We had Man and Angie, drawn by Taro, Max's character. You could go through this. I could point out all the Easter eggs for you, but I think a part of the fun is that you can find them. So I'll leave that for the audience to check all this out. But man, this intro scene got a lot of love and attention, especially these posters, man. Got staff only, and then it's Undermine and Xenofacilis. I thought I'd give Xenofacilis a real star spot here in the intro, because he's made all of the thumbnails for Stuntman. I gotta give him some respect. So I asked him if he could just like animate him plugging something in or messing with something on the ground, and then looking up all proud like, and then look at the camera. And he did it first try, like perfectly. So thanks to Xenofacilis, and also Under, of course, implemented himself here. It was fine by me. And if we scroll here, this was also another thing that Under did. Plan, punch the camera, profit. I guess it's true. So you get a little boogie. I forget his name, but that cat there. He doesn't show up in the collab, but he's just there. Oh yeah. And then something different that I thought I should do in this one that I've seen some other collabs outside of this community do is that they credit the music when you see it. When it plays, they credit the music. And I know that this isn't going to fully stop people asking, what was this song in the comments, but I think it's helpful. I hope it's helpful. God damn. So yeah, that was the intro sequence. But one of the key things that I did here in Stuntman was I did a bunch of, I mean, I've done this in the past Stuntman collabs as well, where I'll do test compilations where I take some of the already submitted entries and I'll just throw them together with a song that I may or may not use for the collab, and I'll see if any of them fit. And I remember Suave's part here. Hang on, yeah, this part. Somehow this syncs perfectly with the music. I don't know how he did it, but man, listen to this. That was not planned. I will tell you, 99% of these entries, if they are synced, it was not planned. You know, I mean, there might have been some implication through special compilation tricks, which I might get into, but most of them, like this shit, are not planned. But this isn't even the craziest example. So, like, that had to be in the beginning, man. It was so perfect. A&R made a bunch of parts. I think one thing that I can touch on here, similar to what I've done in Stuntman 2. I don't know if I did this in Stuntman 1, but in Stuntman 2 I know for sure. I did, I had some friends create some custom thumbnails. Or not thumbnails, but impact frames. So if I go into assets, impact frames, I'm going to change this back to this. Impact frames, booyah! We just get a whole bunch of pre-made impact frames. And some of these later on are for very specific entries. Mostly Under because he had some losing frame issues. But yeah, big thanks to Rookie, Max, Jin, and Shock for helping make all of these. Yeah, I mean, some of these are fucking high quality. So, also love how you resound some of the entry. Oh man, don't even get me started on that. That took a while to do. So pretty much what I would do is say, let's try and find. Yeah, so like the drop here. So each song I get like a specific energy from. For the first song here, it's kind of like a fuck yeah, we're getting into this. Let's go. It's very energetic. It's very hype, kind of happy as well. So I want at least most of the entries in this song to reflect that energy. I think that's very important for Stuntman. And the best way you can reflect that is by, you know, all the songs that go to the drop, make sure that those songs fit that energy perfectly. And then you will sell that energy even more than the music could do on its own. So I think Mr. Lalal's energy here with this, it's bright, it's colorful. His joint with Neon. I mean, no offense to Neon, but Mr. Lalal's is just far more dynamic. So I had to start off with that one. Also, thanks Keenlaw for the gravity reference. But man, just look at this. The energy is just perfect. And then sync. Unintentional. Man. So yeah, I pretty much get a bunch of hype parts, and if I want to sync them up, I'll try and put them where I want them to sync first. And then once I have those laid out, I will find entries to fill in the gaps. But even when I'm filling in the gaps, it's not like I'm just like trying to throw things in there, seeing what works. It's a part of it, but I'm also mostly trying to still see what fits energy wise, and if it syncs, I'll try and make it sync. And eventually, it just becomes a good habit. Like it comes to a certain point where I don't think about how I'm doing it, and I just do it. So it definitely happened here. Oh, this one, there's some fun sync in this one. Hang on. It's a little bit looser on the sync side, but it's still there. The hamburger man. Oh man, some great parts in this. Ah, here we go. Here we go. This is one of my favorite parts. But like, so here's an example of what I would do in the opposite sense. Instead of finding an entry that fits for the drop and matches the energy, it's equally as difficult to find something that would lower the energy. So you have the consistency of the entire drop. That all needs to maintain that same level of high energy, just extremely hype. But when you have a song like this that just goes, here, if I can just show an example here. Instant drop off in energy. I need to find a perfect entry for that. And I believe in test compilation, I didn't mean to do that. How do I undo that? Delete. Yeah. In test compilation, I discovered that this one was perfect. And it also is very comedic. I love the fake out. It's so funny. But we get very high energy parts. And then shifties. Still pretty high energy, but it's like slowing the pace a little bit. Also, it's the tiny little details that count. You know, I could have just applied the same formula to every entry where there has to be an impact frame in between parts. Thank you, A&R, for the bit. Best friends that I animated there, they happy to see your full collab, and they are so happy for the gift I made in our job from the collab. Well, I'm happy that they liked it. Thank you for sharing it with them. But yeah, I could have done this thing where I had a rule in Stuntman 2 where every entry had to add an impact frame between it to really sell the transition. But there's some instances, like in between Shifty and Fabulous Johnson's part, where, you know, it seems like it's going to require an impact frame, but there's no impact over here. Because how slow he hits the Fabulous Johnson, I assume that's the character's name, but how slowly he hits him doesn't warrant an impact frame. It's not that fast and impactful. So I figured we just cut between the two. It works very well. There's very few instances that I did that on, but it's the small things that sell it. Oh man, I love this one. Sync here. I love the sync there. It's so perfect. And the energy too, man. I even added this fire sound effect that would rise slowly up until the impact to really sell that anxiety, you know. It's fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck yeah. I love this part. Oh man, this one. Good entry. Good entry. But I had to add to this so much to get this one entry to work. Obviously a Spider-Verse reference, very timely too, that it released around the same time. But this initially had no camera movement, and all of the action was taking up like an eighth of the screen, so I had to do some manual camera work. That was a little bit of a pain, but still ended up looking pretty good. Yanero popped off out of nowhere. Oh man, I could go into like every entry and talk on for a while about it. I'll try not to do that as much, unless you ask specifically for my thoughts on a part. I'll try and go through all these pretty quickly, but this one, this was supposed to be a part of like a big old joint that we ended up bailing on, where we all just kind of beat up the same person, League, which is the guy with the L on his face. And it was a bit, but then some stuff happened in the front group, and it just felt inappropriate to do it. So 2 people did it. Crab was the only one who submitted his entry, so it's the only one that got shown, and I thought it was fine because it's just 1 bit and it's over. So yeah, there was supposed to be a bit where we were just tossing him back and forth between all of us and beating him up, but it felt a little mean, so we bailed on that idea. Oh man. Oh man, Kaizen too. He has such the perfect energy. Splat. I don't remember if that impact frame was made custom. If it was made by, I think it might have been made by Cap. I don't 100% remember. Oh man, dude. Oh, this one was really difficult to find a good spot for it. This is the only place where it would work. But it ended up working perfectly, because I think there's even some sync in there. A little off sync. It's like kind of synced, yeah. I'm gaming. Yeah, you are. Oh my god, Chidori. I know I said that I wouldn't nerd about as many parts, but this is a recreation of one of my favorite parts from Stuntman 1. It's near the end of the collab. But it's the same idea. Is that just dude just says Chidori and then does an electric punch. It's so funny that he actually returned to it and redid it, and it turned out being much better. So I had to include it. Chidori. Oh man, yes, that was song number 1. Oh wait, hang on. I forgot about this. Yeah. Product is becoming sentient. To have caution while filming. That's the only real bit of lore in this. I just thought the rest of this was fun. All right, we'll move on to the second song. Was that Walking on the Moon? Oh yeah. So one of the things that I had to do special with this collab, I guess it wasn't special, but it took longer to produce these, was I had reserved entries this time. Usually they would just be for intros and endings of songs, but this time there were reserved entries in the middle of certain songs. I would have, I would use as many parts as I could, and then I would run out of parts, or a part just wouldn't fit in between in this empty gap that I have in the Premiere file. So then I would save the audio file for that, and then send it off to someone who, I had liked their entries before, and I asked them if they wanted to make another part, and they would say yes, and I go, all right, cool, let's get it done. It was a part of the reason those reserved entries that this ended up taking so long to produce. 5 months post-production. But it was stuff like this. I think this was one of the last intros made. And I did the sounds for it. I'm happy with the sound work. It's a good entry. Also, this is a game, apparently. And I just had to put not sponsored because I was worried that I didn't want it to be labeled as an ad. So it's not sponsored. Yeah, so I think this song, the energy of this song is much more happy and lighthearted, but still high energy. So it's more like a goofy song. So a lot of the songs that I had a difficult time putting anywhere, I put into this one. Um, I guess also I will explain. Okay, because it's probably confusing, but I don't know if you can see it in the stream display, but this one is named 1. The first song is named 1. The second song is named 8, and then it goes to 4, and then it goes to 2, 5, 6. Yeah, so it's a little all over the place. I'm gonna explain this as quickly as I can. So how I compile these collaborations is that I would take a song that I really like that I just want to start working on, and I would fill it out as best as I can. I wouldn't try to use all of the best entries in the same song because I want people to keep watching. Because if you put all your best stuff in the beginning and then it just progressively gets worse and worse, people aren't going to feel inclined to watch the whole way through. So, I kind of structured the first song how I wanted, and then as soon as I either ran out of ideas or if I just wanted to see if I could get some, pardon me, if I could get some great structure in some other songs early, so that way I don't run out of good entries to put in other songs. I would just start on the next song as soon as possible. Once I ran out of ideas for number 2, go on to number 3, 4, 5, and I ended up doing it for 9 whole songs. I remember getting up to 6 songs because I thought that it would be like 6 songs long, and then I would go back to the other 5 and fill them out as much as I can. And I'm like, I still have a lot of entries. I think I might need another song. And I ended up needing 3 extra songs instead. So, yeah. Did you know that some parts actually synced despite the randomness? Oh, I'm fully aware. Most of it, I don't know about most of it, but a lot of it was intentional. It is definitely one of the biggest appeals about this collab is how much sync is in here. It's a hidden synced collab. How did you use Monster Cat releases without copyright? I'm paying for it. I'm paying to be able to monetize it. That's my secret is money. It's a crazy secret, yeah. Yeah, but I bought licensing for the 2 or 3 tracks that were Monster Cat. So, but I listen to those songs. I'm like, I just have to. I have to use those. I can't just not. So, but yeah, so the reason that they're all mixed up, it goes from 1 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 5, is that while I'm compiling, there's some songs that I personally won't like as much that I'll find less engaging, and there's some songs that I think are highly engaging that have a lot of really good parts that work well with the music. And so what I'll try to do is I'll try and mix them together. I'll try and mix what I see as the lower quality entries in with the higher quality entries. And it was much more difficult to do for Stuntman 2 because it's a trick that I do to try and maintain audience retention as best I can because it's 40 minutes of the same concept. I know a lot of people are going to click off really fast. They're going to get the idea. They're going to be like, whatever. But this is for the animators. This is a video for all the animators, right? So trying to mix these entries to keep that audience retention as best as I possibly can gets a little difficult. But with this one, it was not as difficult because the quality remained very consistent through the whole thing. I still did some massive shifting here. I mean, it goes from 1 being the first one that I fully compiled to number 8 being the second to last one that I fully compiled. And then 4, 2, 5, 6. 6 stayed in the same place, though. So... yeah, just everything gets shifted around a little bit to try and maintain retention. Will there be a Stuntman 4? I don't know. I don't know yet. Again, as I said in the beginning of the stream, and I'll probably keep repeating this, but it heavily depends on the success of this collab and how this performs over the next few months. If it gets a lot of attention, people really love it. I might do another one in a few years. I need a break from this collab series. This one was a lot of work. So, but yeah, I'll definitely be hosting more collabs for sure. Just not Stuntman. I'll be doing a few more different kinds of collabs. I want to come up with a new concept and really hope that it sells well. So, are you gonna put it up on the dojo? I'll probably give it a little bit, and then if Hyun wants to upload it, he's more than welcome to. But I want to see how it performs on my channel alone first. Yeah, so number 8. Was there anything really interesting? Yes, a lot of the entries in here are much more lighthearted. I think this is a prime example of me kind of running out of hype entries. Because the energy of the music here, like, just listen to the music. Like, it's sick. It's sick. It's awesome. I like it. But the entry that I couldn't really find a good entry for it, but this is kind of as good as I could do at the moment. But when you have like almost 1,000 entries to use at your disposal, it's a little difficult to find out what would work best where. So, I mean, I still really like the part. I just think something else could have worked better in its place. I don't know what that would be, though. Oh, a layering issue there. Sorry. All our troubles seem to fade away. Oh my god, this entry. I don't know. What did you guys think of this? Let me play it, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Man. What do you guys think of that? I'm very proud of it. Because I had to resound the whole thing. Man, I mean, the original sound did not work at all. This is one of the biggest reasons that I don't allow music into these collabs, is because my collaborations are heavily music influenced. Now let me see if I can play it with the original audio real quick. Just bring that up to 0. And then I'm going to mute the new audio. It's terrible. It's just terrible. So yeah, I had to redo that entirely because it did not work. So I actually went into FL Studio and then did a quick little electric guitar synth as close as I could, and I think it ended up turning out awesome. Just listen. Leads in a little bit, and then Fire Max's part. It's terrible, bro. Is awful. Yeah, but that is why you do not put music in your entry, because I was so close to just canning that entry. Yeah, please do not do that. If you're participating in a collab and it says no music, don't put music. Don't try and test it and see if you could put in music. Just don't do it. And this one turned out looking and sounding fantastic, and it's probably one of my favorite parts because of it. But if you want to do something like this, communicate with collab hosts. See if this is something that you can do. If not, don't do it. Please, for the love of God. Oh, man. This is my girlfriend's part. I like it. All right. Never been there. Oh, man. Oh, here we go, TJV. So here we come back to the reserved entries where I would just have a gap of music. And I couldn't find an entry that would fit that part of the music. So then I would export the audio and send it off to somebody and see what they could do with it. So I handed this to TJB, who created, in my opinion, some of the greatest parts in this collab. And he pumped out this masterpiece. Bro did all this geometry by hand. How? How do you do that? No 3D assistance, as far as I'm aware. Man, yeah, but I mean, it's just fantastic. I love it. It's great. Oh, this one. So this ending here. This is another reserved entry, and I ended up doing the sound work for this one too. I think everyone loved it. I love it. It's great. It's fantastic. Mwah. I love it. Suave did a wonderful job with the sync there. So, circles. Yeah. Yeah. Read chat for a little bit. Syncing all those parts sound painful. It is one of the most difficult parts of compiling these collabs, but it's necessary in my eyes. Otherwise, it's not as engaging. You don't get the same experience. It's a catchy song as well. All right, and then Circles, man. Yeah, so the intro song to Stuntman 2 is Shivers by the same people who made this song. So like I had to include it, man. Like their style of music is Stuntman. It just belongs in Stuntman. Oh man. And sorry, this was a perfect example of a part. Yeah, it's a really good example. Max, Mark. Not missing much noteworthy in here. Oh, this one. This is an example of the curse of the sync. Is that it just so happens to be perfect. Listen. I had the visuals go way too perfectly. He's literally singing here. How many punches in total? Bro, I don't know. You count. I don't want to count that. That is some homework right there. Here's another reserved entry. Sheep did an amazing job with theirs. Lazy boy, hell yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh my god, Adsfips. I love this guy. It's so funny. I don't know if he intends to be really funny, but they're hilarious. I love this man. Oh, this entry. This one was so fucking loud. I had to change the audio levels so much on this thing. Let me toggle that off. Listen to this shit. Oh my god, dude. Fuck off. See, I definitely had to adjust the volume, especially near the end there. It is terrible. Thought we could go again, but no, again and again. Mata. It's a good part. Fantastic part. Just a lot of really good parts. This is one of okay, so something I did for Stuntman 3. This actually began production, and I think April or May of 2022. So it has been in production for at least a whole year. And so I had reached out to a lot of my friends and asked them to make some early entries for Stuntman 3 for me to create a trailer that would eventually release. So this was one of the first entries made, like long before it ever became public. So props to some of the people who helped out with the pre-entries. Metal entry, man. Oh man, yeah, this one got in by the skin of its fucking teeth, dude. Yeah, I saw this one. This was in the middle of production. Like I'd say like maybe a month into post-production. Grand had sent me this. I think I first saw it on Twitter and I was like, "Oh man, I wish you sent me this earlier." And then I was like, "Wait a minute. I think I actually have a spot where this might fit." Because at this point, it looked like this. There was just a huge gap in the Premiere file. I was like, there might be enough space in there. And then there ended up being just a little more space that needed to be filled out. So then I handed the rest of that to Loonsar, and we both synced this up. The sounds were originally done by Jin, but no offense to Jin, but I don't think he really knows how to sync too well. So I had to redo the sounds. But I think this sync here ended up sounding fantastic. I even had to cheat a little bit there because it synced pretty well. But there was a bit of black space, but I think it still worked. I got it. Circle. Honestly speaking, Atena, what do you think of the Roblox entries? I like most of them. There are a few that I kind of cringe at, but I'm not going to point the ones out that I don't like. But I do quite like a lot of them. They did pretty well this time around. Got me running in a circle. I'll turn down the audio on your guys' end a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? This. Yeah. So this is another reserved spot because it was just so short and I couldn't find anything that fit in between here. It still doesn't really fit. But it works. It works. It works good enough. I sent Cam the audio file for this entry. And I love when he does the mixed media stuff, but he didn't understand what I was asking of him. So he went on and made the part that you saw at the very end here, this one. He made this one, which was way too long, and he only realized that after I told him once he was done with his entry. And then he went and back and just did a much more simple part. But I found a space to fit it anyway, because I really liked it. But yeah, there's a funny little story behind that. Oh, Rojaki hates this one, but I forgot who did the sound work for this one. It was either Under or Jin, but they redid the sounds on Rojaki's part here, because originally, it's -3. Oh wait, yeah, no, I just straight up cut it out. But if I add this back and then mute that, you'll see it doesn't quite sync. It's close, but it could have used some work for sure. So what they did is they just resounded it entirely. It's the small stuff like that. It's just the small details. It pulls the whole collab together, man. I didn't know what to do with the extra audio space. It was awkward to work with. That's why I asked if I should have extended it before submitting. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not trying to diss you at all. Like you had asked me if it was okay beforehand, and then I put it in there. I'm like, I'll make it work, and I think it still worked very well. So, not trying to knock you at all. It turned out looking still really good. This one I kind of hated because if I can unmute the audio here, and then mute our extra sound work. No! It just hurts. No, just no. Oh man, I just hated that. I just hated it so much. I fixed it. I just removed the no. God, I hated it. Technoblade never dies, of course. Rest in peace. All right, and then we get into my favorite song of the whole collab. I love this song so much. It's so awesome. Man. Oh, I love the energy here. The energy here is perfect, because this is the most intense song, I think. Listen to this energy, man. It's fantastic. And then Max, bro. I'm just gonna let it play for a bit. I love this song. Oh, and then here's my part. Hell yeah, man. I love this song so much. It's just so... the energy is perfect. I love the pauses before the drop, yeah. Man, I think the thing that I like about this song the most is it has 2 drops. How do you do 2 drops? Because you have one here. Obviously a drop. But then it just goes and does it again and makes it even cooler. How do you do that? How? Fuck yeah, dude. Oh my god, yeah. But when I heard this song, I was like, I absolutely have to implement this one. Oh wait, that's why it was muted. And then there's even a few fun visual details that I decided to add where, you know, the name will, sometimes it will be changed to fit the environment, the new environment that we've been introduced to. And I didn't quite pixelate it. I probably should have pixelated it a little bit, but I didn't want it to stand out too much. So, I mean, like near the last entry and this entry. Bam. Yeah, no, it's so... I didn't want it to stand out too much, but I thought, you know, all the line art here is mostly purple. Why not just mimic that? I thought it was just it was a nice, fun little thing to do. So you'll find I do fun stuff with the text every now and then. Petka, man, yeah, man. I don't know how the fuck you improved so much between the last one and this one. Like you kept the same characters and everything, but your style and animation, it just improved like crazy. So I don't know, bro. Like, is that just me? Did anyone else notice that? Like he just went from a kind of mediocre animator and artist to suddenly like this looks fantastic. It's a good part. You know, I want to find his other entry. Stuntman 2. We're just gonna try and find his entry in Stuntman 2. I have no idea where it is, but fuck, I don't even know where to look. Fuck. I don't know, bro. It's gonna take me a while to look, but if someone can find a picture and then post like a before and after on Twitter or something, that'd be amazing. But hell yeah. Great energy. Oh my god. This song is great. Energy just keeps going. It's fantastic, bro. Yeah, this was this was one of the first test compilations that I did where I discovered that these two fit so perfectly in this one spot that I could not put it anywhere else. Like these two had to be together. Also, I love this person's name, Habalaba Bobo. It's just a fun name to say. Oh yeah, this one. People like this one. Fun fact, that's me crying. It wasn't the last Stuntman 2 where he did the same exact thing. They're both just clips of me crying. And then he didn't just like find clips. It's just he asked me if I could cry. I'm like, yeah, let me do it. So, yeah, it's me. It's a funny little fun fact. All right. Number 5. What was number 5? Ah, this was the dark song. I've seen a lot of people say this song has some of the best entries. Has a lot of the best entries in it. And I'm kind of inclined to agree. It's got a lot of banger parts, but a lot of people really went for a really intense feel. This was the dark song, right? So I tried to fit a lot of the darker themed entries in this one, and there's still some where that wasn't fully appropriate. Like this one, it kind of fits. Oh my god, that one. I'd say most of these actually did fit it very well, but there's probably like one or two in here that were there just because they fit in between certain parts. Like the intro. Oh man. Oh, I can even play it. So this actually, I wonder if I can actually find the original. Maybe? Hang on, wait. It might be in my files. But I had a test render where this was always going to be an intro. I don't think it was ever implied to be an intro, but it's the only way that this one would have worked. But let me see if I can find test comp. No. Oh, can't play that. Is this one? Yeah, so this is another Monster Cat song that I really wanted to use, and I'll let you. You guys just want to watch the whole thing? You guys want to watch this whole test compilation? Because I do like it. I haven't seen it in a while, but the reason that I didn't use this song, and it will become apparent eventually, is because it was just it felt too heavy metal. And there was a bit where it ended up becoming just straight up dubstep, and I had to replace that with a different portion of the song. So there's going to be a weird cut eventually in the music as well. But I guess Loonstar kept telling me that it felt too edgy, and I think he ended up being right. As I couldn't, when I was trying to put this in the full compilation, this is one of the songs that was going to be used for the full collab, but it didn't work. It didn't work. It was just too edgy. So. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just watch this whole one. Why not? Why not? Yeah, so this was going to be, I think this one's called Thrones of Blood by Sullivan King. Yeah, this was going to be a song in Stuntman 3. Like, this one fit perfectly for it. Sorry about that.
We're coming after you.
So I think you noticed one of the issues that I had with actually using this one was it would have taken too many good entries. So by the time that I would have gotten to that song and compilation, which I did, all the entries that I had initially planned to put in in that song were already used elsewhere, which is, I mean, it's a good issue to have in the case that I had a lot of really good entries to use throughout the whole collab, but I didn't have enough really good entries to put into that one song. But even like if I had enough entries to just pack one song full of all these extremely hype entries, that's a slippery slope because then you put that one song on a huge pedestal compared to everything else. And I still love the song. I do think it is a little edgy for Stuntman. I think I might come back to use it in Stuntman 4 if I do a Stuntman 4. I'm not 100% sure about it though. I think Stuntman 4 I would have to have a lot of really good entries, like so many, which I don't know if I can comfortably say that would happen. Yeah, there you go. There's a little. I think that was test comp 9, test compilation number 9. There are some other test compilations that use the same songs. Yeah, like that, you can tell like some of these entries stayed in the same place, and the reason I do these test compilations is to see early on before I do official compilation if some of these submitted entries do fit really well in certain parts of the song. So it's a good method for collab hosts, I would say. So then you don't have to spend so much time swapping entries in and out. And it also builds your confidence when you go into the actual compilation. If you do use it for Stuntman 4, reserve me a sync space for it. For sure. Remind me. I'll probably forget. Yeah, but for those of you wondering, that last song again was Throne of Blood. Yeah, the Throne of Blood by Sullivan King. It's a Monster Cat song. But a banger song. I still love it. I love that song. Let's see. Test comp. I can't play this one because it is a Paper Idol song, but I did really love this one. I mean, Paper Idol is such a Stuntman energy as well when he does the right kind of song. But I couldn't find a good way to get a license from him, so that is the only reason that I could not use Paper Idol in this one. So, and I won't be playing it on this stream because again, it is copyrighted. So sorry about that. Do it without audio? That's not the same, bro. It's not the same. Really sad to see really sad to see not to see Paper Idols in the collab. Yeah, the music is so good back with the YouTube Rewind. Yeah, I mean, I did get permission from him for Stuntman 2 to use his music, but I don't think I really got permission to monetize off of it. So eventually he did end up claiming the videos that I have used his music with, which is totally fair on his end. I'm not really going to question it. I don't feel like it's necessary to try and regain monetization because they don't warrant... They don't get enough views and watch time for it to be worth the effort of remonetizing them. So... You deleted that one due to the hacking, so I haven't been able to watch it. Loonsar, I will... All right, remind me after the stream to upload it on YouTube unlisted, and I'll share it. All right? We can go into this one. But I love this entry a lot. I don't know what it is about it. It's just different. It was just so much more different than any of the other entries that I've seen. Which I suppose that will come into play later on. Oh, this one. There used to be a Taco Bell bong here. Can I want to see if I can show that. Because that one was fucking annoying. So I'm going to turn that off. And you guys can hear it. What the fuck? Oh, I muted it. That's why. It just doesn't work. It pulled me out of the experience. I had to undo that shit real fast. Yeah, so now we get into the creepy song. This is one of the Roblox entries I don't like, but it kind of worked, so. Oh my god, here's an example of the accidental sync. This just worked. This wasn't planned. The sync here was not planned, but it just works so damn perfectly. Fuck. It's so good. It's one of my favorite drops. And then fucking, I don't know, you're not gonna believe this shit. This entire entry was not supposed to be synced. This was done without intention of being synced. They did not know the music that their entry was going to be put with. Cap and Riffy just went and animated it, and it was perfect with the song. I don't know how the fuck they did it, but then I got around to doing the sound work. I think I did the sounds for this song, and I just had to really sell the idea that it was synced. But we take my new sound work away from it. Is what it sounded like. Oh, no, okay, I can't do that. Just pretend like it's not. Actually, wait, I think. Hey, it's still obvious, bro. Yeah, bro, they did great. They did a fantastic job. Good job, Cat. And Ribby. And IR. This one is a fun one to put here. I love the energy, man. The energy in this one. Yes. Gotta love the music. And then they just put my face in here as the next spot. No, wait, go back. I want to see me. There I am. Hello. Oh, man. Oh, this one. So many people got tricked out into thinking that they just got away with uploading Minecraft to submissions. No, I had to do a little bit of editing in this on my own to really sell this. Because even the original was a little iffy. But I still think it's a good part. I like it. Yeah. I don't. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy. He kept tagging me on YouTube whenever he would stream this. And I dropped by like twice, and I was like, oh man, this seems like a really ambitious part. I don't know if he'll ever finish it. And I think he finished it on like the last day or two. But this dude, look at this entry. The line art is so clean. And the energy there is perfect. Oh, this one, I had to shift the sound effects a little bit to really get that sync thing. I think I should have swapped these two. I think that's the one thing I would have changed. I love their style. It's just a fun style. Yippee. All right, number 6. So this was the last song that was finished. I have a message. An interesting message to get. Yeah, I wonder why. I wasn't gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. There's another one of the Roblox entries I'm not a really big fan of, but it worked. It worked. Oh my god, fuck you, Dominic. Oh, thank you, Lukey. By the way, Norsage's name is spelled two different ways in both of our entries. Oh shit, dude! Don't tell me that. If you find misspellings, please don't tell me. I spent so much time checking to make sure the names were accurate. I'm gonna. It happens in every collab, man. They're just really big. It's difficult to catch everything. I wish I could. I just can't. But this. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Scream.
We're gonna move on. I love this entry. Okay, I do love this entry so much. It's one of my favorite Roblox entries. Just the way he says it. It's so funny. Flew up. I love it. I love it. It's so funny, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I think this song was kind of the silly song. It was the song that didn't really have a good energy to identify it with. So you could just kind of put a lot of entries in here, and they would all just kind of work. You could put silly entries in here, and it would work. Hype entries in here, it would work at certain parts. Dark entries in here, and it would work at certain parts. It was really weird. This fucking guy started his entry on day 1, and I think he was one of the last entries as well. Man. And those two parts had to go together. If the energy of that swing fit way too perfectly there. I think this might be one of my favorite parts from Loonstar too. I mean, Loonstar did a lot in this one. Oh man, I don't know why, but I love the energy of this entry mixed with this part of the song. It's just like, let me know. Is this just me? I feel like French's entry is perfect here. I like it. I like it a lot. There's something about it, you know. It's very uncanny. I think that's the idea. Is it just feels very off, and this is like that perfect part of the song. It feels very off. We get Boogie. And then one of the best parts in the whole collab comes up. So good. Such a great part, bro. Is there any notable ones here? Oh yeah, of course there are. Up, Petka comes back. Hyun, bro, another one of his silly entries. Silly ass. And then this one. This fucking entry was so difficult to work with. This is probably one of the most custom entries that we had to have made. Taro had the idea, obviously. It is his entry. I get frustrated by this one. This went through several iterations. Most notably, there used to be music in this one, and I had to argue with Taro to not have music in his entry, because I knew that if it switched from one song to another song just suddenly, then it would pull the viewers out of the experience. And I was like, all right, we'll see how it sounds. It's fine. I'll make it work. And I tried to make it work, and it pulled me out of the experience so fucking fast. So I had to have them remove it, but by that point, they had to pretty much resound the entire entry. Then also, Undermine. Oh, whoops. Undermine, who helped out with the effects on this one. They had this idea, because it's a time sort of thing, to have the entire Stuntman collab in the background, just playing. So there was a point where this is one of the older renders, but you can scroll through this and see a lot of the entries from before and after. If we go far enough, I feel like it just jumps back and forth between later songs and more current songs. And we get, or maybe they did do it right. Oh no, they did it right. Okay, so here I don't even know this, but they only did all the entries up to the point of this very part. So I thought that they might have included other parts, like from after this one. So that's good. That's cool. I'm glad they did that. Glad they did it that way. As this is a weird entry. Yeah, fantastic entry. Number 7, I think this is Lions. Yep, the baby entry. Let's go. I saw a few people were mad about what I did with this one. Originally, this had the sex audio. That sounds really bad out of context. Let me see if I can just pull it up. I just didn't like it. That's it. That's my only reason. I just really did not like it. So I think it was Jen or Under redo this one, but yeah. Because I feel like that would have set the expectation for this entire song to be more silly, a little silly funny. When the energy of this song is so hype, it's really intense. It's epic. So I don't know. It didn't feel appropriate. We are live. And then again, I have parts like this in here, so I can't. My reasoning is only applicable sometimes. What I want it to be. I love this entry. This entry alone isn't the best. The big boy's here. But with this part of the song, it is perfect. It leaves an impression. Love it. It feels like he's screaming right before he hits. God, I love that part so much. And Robbie and Tokarev did a fantastic entry here. This one, the sync here. Mwah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. This was a weird entry to make work. I'm gonna ruin this entry for you all. Among Us right there. I've had to look at that every fucking time. Oh man, this one. So Undermine did a silly little entry that took me so long to find a good spot for it because it was so weird. It was I accepted it and I regretted it because I could not find anywhere for it to work. This was the only spot where I could make his fucking part work. Holy shit. Such a stupid part. I mean, I love it, but man, he did not make that easy to implement. So, I mean, the entry that came just before it, he just happens to be going in a more grabbing position than a punching one, so it just kind of worked. You're dead. Uh-huh. Oh, man. Spell check, buddy. Anything else noteworthy in this one? Oh yeah, Donut is just kind of there for a little bit. Leaves, and that's it. You barely see him anyway. Number 3, I think this is one of my favorite songs. Definitely one of my favorite songs. It's a really fun one. I remember this one. The person who made this one was very... they made their entry, and it kind of broke one of the rules, being that you couldn't have any cuts. And this is kind of a cut right here. So I was kind of iffy accepting this, but they had asked me, like I think a month before the review stream, if that was okay. And I told them yes at the time, but then I thought about it more. I'm like, I don't know if I'll make it work. But then it just so happens that it worked very well for an intro part, so I don't regret it at all. I think it's a really good part, really fun and creative. It's a fun one. I love this one. I don't know why. Oh man, there's a lot of banger parts in this song. Oh man, the energy into this part going into Sheep's part right here. The energy is just perfect. It goes from really intense and hype to just silly. Great. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, I love the Cartman one. I don't know why. And the bouncer. This is one of the first entries submitted, and me and my friends love this entry so much. They animated the cat really fucking well. But like the bouncer became a meme. That's not even his actual name, I don't think. But we just ended up calling him the bouncer because he liked bouncing. I love him. Oh, look at him. Look at him. He's so pure. So I had one Max, the animator of that one, animate him for the intro as well. This one's a really fun Roblox part, man. It's so fun. I think that's what this song is. It's just the fun one. There's so many fun, funky entries. Oh my god, wait. Rookie kind of hates me for this. Rookie told me on many occasions that this is his least favorite song on the collab. But his part fit here the best out of anything. Because listen to it. Listen to it. Right here. And then the flip note one. Yeah, so this is one of the other instances that I did a custom name thing here. Because it's flip note, it's got a soft spot on my heart. I have to pay it some respect, right? So I just thought it was a neat little, I don't know what you call it. I thought it was nice. That's it. Fuck you. And then Literally Wise has some of my favorite Roblox entries. It just... Silly Ed's World stuff. Jay-Z Boy. Max. Solid entry. A&R. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then we get into the most pain in the ass song of all of them. My fucking god. The Stuntman story entries. I will say this is probably the reason that post-production took so much time. So much longer than any of the other ones. Because it was in the middle of post-production when I was compiling the rest of the entries that I had the idea to fill out some of the entries in the final song. And as also incentive to stay around through some of the maybe lower quality entries that didn't fit as well. Was give a little bit of story, give people a little bit of a reason to stay. But as you could tell, that ended up extending the production by quite a bit. But I think that they all turned out really good. But a thing that I wanted to do here was I wanted to convey a fun little story of this guy who wanted to save the cameraman, because everyone seems to be, they seem to feel sorry for the cameraman, how much he has to be put through. Look at the comments on Stuntman too, as everyone's saying, "Oh, rest in peace, the cameraman. The cameraman does not deserve this," and shit like that. I just thought it would be a fun idea to make the cameraman an actual character, and that someone just crashes into the studio. This environment that we had established in the beginning seems like it was just a fun one-off idea. Surprise, suddenly this studio is like, this is where Stuntman happens. This is where we get that evidence that Stuntman in its entirety, 1, 2, and 3, is a production. It's all visual effects. It's all special effects. It's all camera work. And this cameraman has become sentient. And it suddenly does not really want to participate anymore, as conveyed by the intro part where he tries to run away. So I thought we'd cut into a destroyed version of the studio. I don't know how many people noticed this, but that's just me lying there unconscious. And then we cut over here. This guy is implied that he caused the destruction here. He is the one here to save the cameraman. He's one of the commenters or some shit. I don't know. You come up with a story. I'm sure there's a better way to do it.
Let's get you out of this mess.
Yeah, and I like the idea here. You'll notice no one got credited for their work up until the point that over here that I became conscious. Might be a correlation there.
Get away! Come on! Just don't get hit.
Yeah. So then throughout the entries, I gave Nyan, who did the background here, because we weren't able to have Under help out with a 3D version of this background again. He got busy on his own end with school and other work. So I give this to Nyan. She had a lot of fun with the backgrounds here, repainting them. It made Loonstar and the Family Guy death pose donut there as well. But I knew one thing that I definitely wanted to do through these special story entries was feature some of my favorite parts, or some of the most impressionable parts. So I just wanted to reanimate them. Why not, So then I had Sultan the Derp's guitar character, because I had, oh shit, don't tell me that. Fuck, the guitar disappears. Oh, well, that's fine. Whatever. That kind of sucks, but whatever. Yeah, no, I like this one. I mean, I already told you what I did earlier in the stream, because I had to manually do the guitar to make it work. So I thought it's a fun one. People will probably notice that one a lot. This one's really funny. Right afterwards. Yeah, we set up the premise of this guy is about to take this cameraman away, saying, "Don't get hit." The idea is when he gets hit, he re-enters production and then is caught back in the loop of Stuntman. And this guy's trying to prevent that from happening. So as soon as he gets hit, which is right after he tells him not to get hit, he re-enters.
Just don't get hit.
I thought it was really funny too. Don't get hit. Gets hit immediately. Yeah. So we're going to skip through these. I think there's a lot of really fantastic entries to go through on this one. Because this was the last song, and I was using quite a few maybe entries in this one. Flavor. This one was a difficult one to make work. I think Under did the sounds for this one, and it took a lot of revisions to get this one to work so well. Because without our new sound effects, this is what it would have looked like. Just really awkward. So getting the timing right of that slow-mo sound was very difficult to do. Oh, another story entry. Here we go. Also, big props to Cameron, the guy who did those mixed media IRL entries. He helped out with doing the voice for the man, the hero, whatever you want to call him.
All right, back there.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, this is a fun one. There's a lot of people that worked on this one, especially. Yeah, so Arctic did all the car art. TJB actually helped out with the car here. This is supposed to be a reference to the car that was in his entry on Walking on the Moon, where the guy breaks into the window and starts killing everyone in the back of the vehicle. So that's the same. That's supposed to be the same vehicle. Don't know if that was obvious, but you know now. I had Keen Law help out with the explosion here, and then I wanted to bring Big Boy's character back because that one left a big impression on me. I thought that one was a really fun one. But it was really difficult to get the timing of this one right because animating someone in like not only just huge, but because they're huge, they have a lot more mass and they have to move a lot slower, kind of like Ant-Man in Avengers. So getting that movement right took a few tries, but I think it turned out looking really fucking good. And he's very recognizable. This entry is fine. But I had asked them if they could, polish this one up a bit. And I had trusted them that they could polish it up. And by the time that, I was pretty much done with compilation, I reached out to them. I'm like, hey, are you guys still working on this? You guys still working on redoing this? And they're like, actually, we've lost the files. They corrupted or some fucking excuse. I was mad. So I think this is the worst quality part. We were going to try and make it better. But something happened, and it was too late at that point for me to replace it. So, oops. Let me get another story entry.
Jay, be more careful.
So I think I'll point out here. That's supposed to be Mr. Lal's character. That's supposed to be Man. Mostly from Keen Law's character. It was from Keen Law's part initially, but then Taro later on made more entries. The Chosen One from the Alan Becker reference part. And then this one is the Wizard from that one, the one. You know the one. It was the one intro part for that one song. Yeah, it was a really fun one to replicate. Definitely could have done better on the punch, but I'm still pretty happy with it. And then we get the final one. Pay attention to the text.
Don't worry about me. He's over here. I'll see you around.
Does that mean something? It might. Yeah, I'm very happy with this one. I'll point out the references in the background. So yeah, I forgot his name, but he's the dude who had the microphone. There's the ghost, Mr. Lol again, and then Loonstar's blob character. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the story entries. And then the credits, man. Yeah, so the credits, this ended up being, they took a long time on this to get this just right. Initially, the idea was to have this guy come over and just keep fucking slapping me in the face throughout the entirety of the credits. And so I had recorded for him a bunch of grunting and ouch audio. It's like, ooh. But they didn't have time for that. They're both very busy, Glives and Entity. And I have a lot of respect for them. I mean, they nailed it here. But also earlier, as I said, this is Cameron's entry where he realized it wasn't supposed to be this long. But I liked it anyway, so I just shoved it before Entity's part. There's no reason for it. I just liked it, so I wanted to put it there.
Oh, wait. Please, wait. No, I didn't mean to.
You know what? No.
Please,
Come
bro.
here.
Please, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I also thought a fun thing to do here. I messed with the text again. I can go back far enough. It's Glivs and Ents. And then
Oh wait,
stop
wait.
screaming when we focus back on me. This is I really want this to sell the idea like this is a production. So like even that text is a part of the production.
No, I didn't mean to.
You know what? No.
Please,
Come
bro.
here.
Please, I didn't mean.
And they really pulled off the expressions super well. Yeah. I love it. I love it. They did great. They did fantastic. Hey Glivs. Hey Ent. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, this is fantastic. I loved it. I believe the version that they sent me as well, it was difficult to get the music to work with this because it didn't quite play out how I wanted it to. I still love how it turned out. Don't get me wrong. But because it didn't play out how I wanted it to, it I had to shift around his vocals a bit. The guy who says, are you all right? And then walks away or some shit. That is Entity, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Clips do not expose my voice acting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Entity. Just pitch down a bit. I kind of love the idea that I'm just bleeding out there. Like, it does kind of imply that this could be just the straight up end of Stuntman 3 because the director is dead. It's just, cause I'm bleeding out a lot there. You cannot pull that off as just like a concussion or some bullshit, or that I'm just unconscious. That is a lot of blood. That is so much blood. It's not pitched down. That's just your voice, dude.
You all right?
Are you sure? Are you sure, bro? I don't know if I believe you. I do want to find my voice though. Animator. I know I sent the MP4 to you. Or not the MP4, but the MP3. That must have been a while ago.
Alright, buddy.
Here it is.
This is for you. Just
I'll just
for
let
you,
it play.
all
It's
right?
25 seconds long.
Oh, hey. Please, bro. Please, I didn't mean to. Please. Ah! No, I peeked the mic. Fuck. Please, wait. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean. Ah! Oh! Ah! Ah! I hope you can make that work.
Yeah, sadly we didn't use the grunts, but it still turned out being great. I will join VC right now. All right, fine. Bet. Hello.
Don't scare me.
Huh?
You spooked me.
I spooked you. Could you say the same words that you said in the video?
Yeah, you all right?
Are you like pushing? Are you like trying to force your voice into a deeper state, or is that just your actual voice?
I mean, it's easier to talk lower. I could have
That's
gone higher,
weird.
though.
That is weird. You're weird.
It's a little forced.
Oh, Glibs is here. Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi.
We did it. We did Stuntman.
Thank you guys for working on this this ending. I really appreciate it. It turned out fantastic.
Yeah, I wish we had time for the original idea, but I'm still glad we were able to have a good part in it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Is there anything that oh my god, sorry. Is there anything that you guys want to say about working on this, or even the last two? While you're here.
The blood was a last minute call.
It was a great call.
I am so happy with it.
It's so funny. It's such a simple idea, but man, it sells it. I don't. If I do a Stuntman 4, I don't know how I'm gonna revive myself because you just straight up killed me.
Well, I mean, you could be getting a blood transfusion.
Maybe. I don't know, man. That's all coming from the head. That's a lot of blood. All right. Well,
I mean, I believe in the power of dojo.
I'll
Something can
bullshit my
happen.
way out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you too. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Such a lovely duo. Yeah, I thought it was like either a voice changer or he just pitched down his vocals. That's impressive that his voice is that deep. I mean, I know my voice is deep, but it ain't that deep. I'm a little jealous. We need the production team to just travel out and pick up all your blood and put it back in you. If we do Stuntman 4, I'll pull some bullshittery to bring me back to life, but I don't know how that'll do. I don't know. I'm not even going to think about that. All right, maybe get Matt Pat in here to theorize about that shit. Maybe he'll put together the lore of Stuntman 3. Because it's a little bit of lore. I don't know if it's enough to make a whole ass game theory about, but it's fun. Oh man. And then the ending.
Look, lady, whatever you're selling, I ain't buying, yo.
Well, my name is Skylar White, yo. My husband is Walter White, yo. Uh-huh. He told me everything.
It's just noodles at that point. What did he do? Every stuntman's got to have a good. It's got to have a good post credits part. That's perfect. Yeah, so that's Stuntman 3. Yeah. At this point, I don't really know what else to say. So if you guys have any questions, we could take some time, and I'll try and answer them as best as I can. It'd be very funny if Atena woke up in the hospital and was traumatized, so he instinctively punched the camera bot when it shows up. I don't know. Again, I ain't gonna think about it until if I do a Stuntman 4, because I really want to choose my words carefully here, because I know people will come to this stream and pick apart my words and say, "Oh, he implied that there will be a Stuntman 4, therefore there will be a Stuntman 4. When will it be? Let's keep asking him." Let me try to make this painfully clear right now. I do not know if Stuntman 4 will ever be a thing. Stuntman 3 was a pain in the ass to work on. I still loved it. Still a fantastic video, and I'm really proud of it. And I would kind of love to do another one. I don't know if I ever will. We'll see. It depends on a few things. I will not say what exactly those expectations are, so then people don't bug me about it. So just don't bug me about it, you know? Big if. Big if. Yeah. Might come back. We might revisit Stuntman. Probably not. If I'm being honest, we might not. It's a fantastic collab, a fun collab, and I do have a few ideas of how I would do it differently for number 4, how I would implement a little more story, how I would make it a little more engaging. But as of now, it's like we're at a point here where the cameraman has a happy ending. And I'm dead, so it's a happy it's a happy ending. We all win. I'm dead and the cameraman's gone. So I'm gonna write cameraman enemies to lovers fanfic. Fucking hell. I kind of love to see that. That'd be really funny. Yeah. Plus, I'm sure that Entity and Glivs do not want to come back to do a 4th one. Because, man, they put a lot of effort into this one. But yeah, any questions? The fact that's at the end implies the director is still alive. Does it? Maybe the editors just picked it up. Who knows? I don't know. You figure it out, and maybe I'll go off of your lore. Stuntman tribute is acceptable, though, if someone will host one. Of course, 100%. I highly doubt that someone can host this collab as good as I can. I heavily doubt that. But I'm if you would like to make your own Stuntman collab, feel free to. 100%. You are all more than welcome to. What's your favorite kind of pasta sauce combo? I love fettuccine Alfredo. That is my favorite. All-time favorite. In fact, I kind of want that now. Thanks. Stuntman 4 comes along. Can I help with marketing or compiling? I don't know. I ain't even going to think about it, bro. I do not want to think about Stuntman for a bit. This has taken up. I've been working on Stuntman 3 for a year, over a year probably. I mean, pre-production was probably just about as long, if not a little bit longer, than post-production, and post-production took a long time. So, we'll see. We'll see. What was your favorite part of working on the collab? Oh man, it's probably compiling everything. Honestly, just seeing everything come together, seeing all the parts sync. That is definitely my favorite part. It's just plugging every part next to each other, seeing what works, what doesn't, and trying to make it as engaging and as fun as possible. And when you have as many great entries as there were in this one, it became difficult to not find entries that worked with each other. So, are you good after doing Stuntman 3? What does that mean? Like, am I okay mentally? Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, it's stressful hosting these collabs, but they always are. But I love doing it. I am 100% addicted to production of all kind. You know, ever since I started working for Alan Becker as his production manager, you would think that's a pretty boring job, depending on how you look at it. I love it. It's fun as hell. It's so much fun. I haven't worked a day in my life since I started working for Alan. Will this be your biggest collab? I don't know. I maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? We'll see. Like if I host another Stuntman eventually, and I get enough entries to warrant it being like an hour long, it'll be an hour long. That's fine. I don't have like a cap of how long a collab should be. If there's creativity to be expressed and shared to the world, then I will share it. I have no problem with that. What about YouTube Rewind collab? That's a good one. I don't know if I'll ever come back to that. I did a little I did a video. I recorded audio of me talking about it for the machining channel. I don't think it's released yet. It might be released. I don't think so though. But I don't know. I'm not gonna touch on it too much. If you want to hear my full comments on that, you'll either have to go check it out if it's available now, or wait for that video to release on the machining channel. But I'm not planning to do another one at the moment, but it is possible that I will revisit the concept of making my own YouTube Rewind. But it will very likely not be the same as I've done before. How's that ergonomic mouse? Is it worth the investment? I like it personally. It's very comfortable for me, but also take into account I'm not a gamer. If you're someone who games a lot, this probably isn't for you. It does have a joystick on it. I just thought that was a neat little funny thing. I rarely ever use it, but I love how it feels. I do like how it feels. Though probably not the best for gaming. I'm addicted to making Stuntman entries. I might just do them even when you don't do another collab. The funny thing about Stuntman is that it's not really going to change. The format won't change because it's too perfect already. Like, so long as you follow the same rules that have been implemented since Stuntman 1 and through Stuntman 3, you could make entries for number 4 even if it doesn't exist starting now. And then whenever I say that I'm hosting it, whenever I say I'm hosting number 4, you could just submit all the entries that you've been stockpiling. I'm pretty sure some people did that for number 3 too. That is something that you could do. I'm okay with that. Any way to express your creativity whenever you want, go ahead. Does not bother me. What could be your next collab idea? I don't know. I'm going to spend a lot of time focusing on getting a first render of my movie done. And then I think the beginning of next year, I'll start planning the next collab. So then by summer of 2024, I'll start hosting the next collaboration. And then hopefully sometime between the end of summer 2024 to Christmas 2024, I will have the next collab ready. So it'll be a bit until the next collab's available. One thing that I have learned from this collab is that if you want the best entries, a good secret for all you collab hosts, host your collab in the summer. 100%. Always hosted in the summer. That's when the most number of people are going to be available to participate. Because I tried doing mine through October, from October through January, and even then it was a little difficult getting people to really participate. So it's always a safe bet that during the summer people will be free. Animators will be ready to participate in collaborations. So yeah, it's definitely something. It's a good lesson that I learned for this collab, but still happy with how it turned out. But if I had hosted it in summer, who knows? I might have gotten better entries. Bigger people might have participated. I don't know. I think what my plan was for Stuntman 3 and when I was hosting it was riding off of the success of 15 Matt, because I had announced during 15 Matt that I would start hosting Stuntman 3 right after that stream. So I was kind of riding off the success of my own event. So as much as I thought that would work, it kind of did. But I still think it would have been better if I had hosted in the summer instead of the fall and winter. I know that it was not you that hosted, but is it possible that Home Run Contest collab from Hatena itself? I don't think I want to touch that one. I think Hyun hosted that in a way that I could not match. Hyun is a fantastic collab host. He's very talented in that. I don't think I could replicate it or even meet up to that standard. So I'll leave that. That's his collab. I think it's supposed to be more like a one-off thing anyway, right? Though I have the idea of doing a similar collab to the Home Run Contest collab. I will need permission from the creator of the idea to allow me to do it, though, because it is not really my idea. I don't know. I have no idea what my next collab is going to be, but I do have a few ideas. None of them I'm 100% happy with. None of them stick out to me as oh, you have to do this, I think something I really need to focus on from now on is I don't want to host a collaboration that prevents any specific community from participating. I want that to be a big appeal to my videos, is that any animator, any artist can look at my content and be like, I can be in this. I want to be in this. I'm going to subscribe and I'm going to wait until I can be in one of his videos. So if I keep doing stick figure centered videos, then that kind of narrows my audience down a lot again. I think Stuntman really pulled me out of that little trap. So as much as I would like to really focus in and do another fully public synced collaboration, I'm anxious to do so for that reason. I don't want it to seem like I'm primarily a stick figure animator from the stick figure community, and then I'll do some other stuff for other communities later. I want it to be I'm an animator, I'm a content creator who likes to make content for animators and artists as a whole. And of course I come from the dojo. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for stick figures, but my demographic has widened in the last few years for sure. I think it was cool you were willing to make some entries work even though they didn't fit the rules, like the Flipnote one. Yeah, it was I the thing I like most about being able to host these kinds of large-scaled community collaborations is I get to show I can give animators and artists a platform to showcase their talents to the world. And if I can work around a few of the rules in order to help them get that platform, I'll do it. I love the idea that these collaborations is just a showcase of everyone's abilities. I love the idea of having just hundreds, if not thousands of people come together to work on the same thing. I love that. I love that so much. Another Soundline collab would be cool. One of the collabs I will be hosting after this, they will be private, but I want to make at least one final synced collab, proper synced collab, kind of paying tribute to the rest of the synced collabs that have been made over the last few years, from Shuriken to myself to even Ghost. So That is probably the last synced collab, proper synced stick fight collab that I will do. I'll be hosting it within the next month or two. I still have to get a few things set up finally, but it was a collab that I started a long time ago, and I just have not really bothered to continue because I got preoccupied with other things. It's like your 53rd synced collab. I mean, yeah. I don't want to keep doing stick figure centered content that much because, as I said earlier, I don't want to limit my audience to think that I'm just a stick figure creator. I want to do more than that. And you could argue the movie is entirely stick figures. Yes, but the context of the movie is open for anyone and everyone to enjoy. You know, that's not as much of a community project as Stuntman is. And I still love the stick figure community, so I'll be referencing a lot in that movie. But the context and the world that takes place in that movie is completely separated from any other stick figure content. It's a brand new world. So I think that also helps. I think Stuntman 3 was really stellar for that. Not only was it open to all kinds of styles, it was small enough demand from animators to allow them to want to make something. Yeah? Yeah, I think the best way to host a collaboration is to make it as simple and easy as possible for the animator to participate. You make it as easy, make it difficult for them to say, I don't have time for that. You know, even if it's like they have time to make a 1 second entry, that's fine. 1 second within this context of this collab, that's fine. That's enough for people to see your entry. Make it difficult for them to say no, and then you get so many entries. Shamix Katiana is canon? Sure. Why not? I mean, my version of Shame's story has been canned for a bit, so sure, we'll just go with it. Just wondering, though, is it hard to host a collab for the first time? Yes. The sad truth is that if you don't have a name for yourself within a community already and not a lot of people know about you, it is very difficult to find your footing. I would recommend starting smaller collaborations with your friends, and maybe you're trying to reach out to other members in the community that you think would be down to working with you. Work with those people, and then over time, you're going to be able to make larger and larger projects. I kind of got lucky, and I kind of abused the system a little bit with synced collaborations because they were massive by the time that I started hosting collaborations. So, you know, so long as I already had a few other projects to show proof of concept that I knew what I was doing, then a lot of people were like, okay, this guy, I could do this one. I want to be in a synced collab. That sounds fun. But then trying to escape that cage that I made for myself, that ended up being pretty difficult. Trying to host a collab that wasn't synced became almost impossible for me for a while. So, but hey, now I'm at the point where I'm able to advertise a collab that is synced, and not tell anyone that it's actually synced. Stuntman 3 is synced, but no, like it's not in any of the marketing. It's not marketed at all. It's just implied when you watch it. It's just added detail. It's a neat little surprise, you could say. You did that because you're addicted to sync? Yeah, I was. That's another reason. Why is your mouse so thick? It's a vertical mouse. So instead of it being like this, you know, like this, like a normal mouse, it's like this. It's nice. It's ergonomic. I just like how much interaction there was with participants. Instead of just submitting parts to a form, people were able to see others' work and show support, like example parts, storyboards, etc. It is more, I don't know if interactive would be the word that I would use, but it's more involved, for sure, when doing a synced collab or any kind of direct collaboration with friends or something that someone would have to sign up to participate in. Those, I mean, they both are very different kinds of collabs to host. There's the large-scale community collaboration, and then there's the small collaboration that you do with a few friends. I mean, they both have their appeals, pros and cons. I like to do both. I like to shift between the two. So, I don't know. Try it if you want. Have fun with the ones that you like to have fun with. You see a lot of ambitious collab ideas in the dojo that go nowhere. I think a lot of that is people don't really know how to host collaborations, or at least they don't know how to optimize that workflow entirely. And I think that's where probably my strongest skill lies, of all my talents. Did you see Chad Cooper's comment on Stuntman 3? Yes, I did. I did see that. I'm surprised to see him still going around with that same idea. Yeah. Good for him. You know, if he goes with it, good for him. How exactly do you get the choppy animation to get good, though? I'm not really sure why I'm asking you. I don't know either. Ask someone else. I'm terrible at animation advice. All right. Any other last questions before I wrap up today's stream? I think he's going through a villain arc right now, and it's scary. Yeah, I just kind of ignore it, and just kind of I like to watch idly and see what he does. There was a really funny GIF that came out of one of his videos though, that I use semi-frequently. It's really funny. But yeah, no, I don't like to interact with that stuff anymore. I'm just a watcher. Darkness Uprising. There was a point where me and Hyun were talking about doing a Darkness Uprising collab for him. It never got past discussion though, so it was only ever an idea. The song at the test comp, what was it again? It's called Throne of Blood, the Thrones of Blood, I think, by Sullivan King. It's a Monster Cat song. How to collab like Freefall and Rise collab work? That's a question for Loonsar and or Hexel. I could answer because I do know how they work, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop the stream here then. So thank you all for dropping by. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking interest into Stuntman 3. Thanks for participating, looking at behind the scenes and asking questions. You could probably expect me to do my next large-scale community collaboration this next summer 2024. So I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.